Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Kakadash. There's all praises to the world cause God. His true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. By Hashem meaning in the name, Yahushai be the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. And the brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, with another quick lesson, Lord willing to edify and bring into these prophecies and, like the scriptures say, comparing spiritual things. Let me grab that first. This is 1 Corinthians 2 and 13. It says, now things, it says, which things also we speak. I'll start at 12. It says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of the Most High. What is the spirit of Yahushua? The spirit of the Lord. Let me get this in another Bible app. Revelation 19 and 10, it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that had the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. That is having the spirit of the Lord, right? So back in 1 Corinthians 2 and 12, it says, now we have not received the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of the Most High, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of the Most High, which things also we speak, not in the words which men's wisdom teacheth, right? Because this world would have let you believe that the American dollar was going to be the strongest, America was going to be at the top all this time. And right now, we watching the systematic collapse of this place, financially, morally, socially, economically. You have divisions within their government, divisions within the Edomite nations all over the world, because this devil is coming to an end. Satan is divided against Satan. It says, but which the Holy Spirit teaches, comparing spiritual things to spiritual things. You see? And this is one of those things that you can look at, right? The reports I've been looking into, October 31st, they turned on an entirely new system, including with certain banks and not allowing you to liquidate your money as it was before. The repo market exploded, which they really only do that. They really only do that when liquidity goes down. So this place is through. So I'm going to play this. Start off with a fair use. All right. I'm not making no money from this. It's just going on reporting and educational purposes. So
Bank of America's call volume has shot up 400% today. Let me tell you why. Recently, as of November the 1st, some things have changed with banking. Every bank now has a limit to what they will allow you to pull out in physical cash from the bank. Now, I can only speak about Bank of America for the moment, but it could be other banks. They're trying to limit your daily amount of physical cash that you pull out of the bank. You see, Zelle was allowing us to move money freely, no fee, and the banks started losing money. They never said it, they never showed us, but that's exactly what happened. So now what they've done is they've implemented limits to how much cash you can physically pull out without getting a fee. Bank of America has a daily limit of $1,000 in cash. You can pull out $1,000. They didn't tell people, though, that also goes to Zelle. So meaning, if you move money with Zelle, they will only allow you to move $1,000 per day. For example, say you got $900 you want to send to somebody and $300 you want to send to somebody. So you got to pay $900 for your rent. You put that in the system through Zelle, boom, it goes off. You put the $300 in the system, boom, it goes off. The system is determining which one it wants to let through. It lets the $300 go through, and the $900 does not go today. The person who you sent it to doesn't go to. Your account is less $900, but it has gone nowhere. You call in customer service right now, you're gonna be waiting all day. This is what they've done. They put a limit to your Zelle. It didn't say they were doing that. It said physical cash was the $1,000 limit. But see, Bank of America likes to do stuff where they don't care about you as the consumer. They care about themselves. So they want to make sure they get as much money and cause as much confusion as possible. So they put the cap on the Zelle too. It didn't always have a $1,000 cap on Zelle, but now it does. And guess what? Your money will sit there until the next day when it will send. Now, the problem with this is the simple fact that now, if you go for that daily limit of $1,000 in supposed cash, if you go over that limit, they're going to charge you $10. Now, Chase Bank, it's $500 limit now. You cannot pull out more than $500 in cash in one day without a fee. If you do, it's going to be $15 with Chase. Go to Wells Fargo, it's $300. They will not let you pull out more than $300. And if you do, in one day, it's $5 extra. That's the fee. That's the bank price that we pay. Citibank, $750 in one day. You go over that, it's $12. So, for example, you need $1,000. It's going to cost you $12 just to get the $1,000.
You see? And really what this is, it's just hurting the poor man. Right? Let me get this. This is Leviticus 19:13. This is what the Lord said. It says, "Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning." And that's exactly what they're doing when they're charging you to sit here and take out your own money in this fashion. Because really, what this is dwindling down liquidated cash transactions. Because this is what they did with not South Africa. I know they did it in Jamaica. I know for sure they did it in India. Right? They dwindled down the amount of cash transactions they could do. They dwindled down how much money they could pull out the banks until they switched the entire system over. Right? This is what they're doing because they're getting ready to pull in this new system. Let me get this. It's a precept I'm thinking of. It's Sirach. Yeah, here it is. Sirach 34 and 22, it says, I'll first start at 21. It says, "The bread of the needy is their life, and he that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the neighbor of his hire is a bloodshedder." And this is what these devils, they don't care. They're bloodshedders. They're getting ready to sit here and set the whole system. And they don't care about the bottom man. They don't care about you that are working every day just to not even make enough. Remember, the scriptures tell you that he that earneth wages to put in a bag with holes. You can sit here and work as much as you want. You can get this, that. You'll never be good in this devil system because everything's being set up to shrink you out of the system. Remember, when you go to the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, and we get into the motb, because this is what this is all going at. All the policy is getting the system prepped and the people prepped for this right here. Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. See, there's no middlemen in that. There's only the two extremes. Either you're rich or you're poor. There's no more middle class. Nobody is in the middle class no more. It's rich or poor. You might just, if you were in the middle class before, now you're just poor. If you were in the upper middle class, now you're just the best of the poor. Right? He that calls, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. I was watching the elders video today on that, man. All right, you go to that and get it. See if I can find the right word that he was going into. Yeah, Dexos. Right? The right hand metaphor, a place of honor and or authority. Dekomai, to take with the hand, to take hold of, take up, receive, place of receiving. Right? Going back to the word ambidextrous, right? Like the elder went into. So it doesn't matter what hand you take it in, because over there in Europe, they're trying to implant people in the left hand. Right? Over here in America, they're doing it in the right. So this is what's going on. And these devils are getting ready to phase out this system to bring in this MOTB system in. And you got to know what that is. I was watching the elders video, the Dallas camp, right? The Dallas elders, they were going in, and you had a dude, young dude, didn't really know much, ain't studied yet. And he's in ISUPK, wearing the shirt, the fringes, the whole everything, the whole garb, out and about, comes up and asks the elders. But when they ask him questions about these things, they didn't get the chance to go into the MOTB. They just asked him simple questions, right? He couldn't answer because a lot of people ain't teaching what the MOTB is, but Great Millstone is, starting with the elders and apostles. And it's all spiritual, that there's one body, and those that agree with them that are actually given a fair warning to let you know what the MOTB is, because we're in the time where this thing is about to be pushed. All right. So the word mark is the word charagma. All right. It says a stamp and a printed mark. The mark stamped, this is the mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculptured, or graven work. Because this goes into the entirety of what it's going to be, right? They're going to cut into you, right, to put it into your forehead or in your hand. And it's going to be that little thing they say it's as small as a grain of rice, right? The C to the H to the I to the P, right? Spell it out. They're going to sit here and make it mandatory for you to be able to buy and sell. Right now, they're starting off with the digital ID. No, that's not the MOTB. Digital ID is not the mark of the beast. Right? It's just the framework leading up to it. Right? When they say that you got to get this stuff put into your body, right? Otherwise, you won't be able to buy and sell. That's the MOTB. All right. It says the root word for charagma is charax, going into the delivery method, the palisade or the stake. You look at a palisade, ancient palisade. It looks just like that big gauge needle that they use to put the C-hip in people's hands. All right. And you go to the word grapho, it goes into the technological side. Right. You got blockchain technology that keeps a full on record. The word grapho says right there, it says to express in written characters, to commit things to writing, things not to be forgotten, write down and record. Right. So this is that system that's getting ready to be pushed, and they're literally phasing out the old system to get this thing going. All right, and I saw a video not too long ago, this little Asian lady sitting there saying she went to the bank to take out money because she's doing work on her house. She's building on her house. And they wouldn't let her take out a certain amount of money without an explanation in an itemized, right, a work order and everything for it. And she didn't know why. Well, it's called fractional reserve banking. And now that the banks have no money because America is going down a drain, they're gonna lower the amount of money you can liquidate to avoid a run on the banks. That's what this is really geared towards. This is Isaiah 32 and I'll start at 5. It says, the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. Esau, you Edomites are going down. You're no longer getting away with a lot of stuff. Things are getting into people's ears a lot faster. You don't get to wiggle around the earth in secrecy anymore. The vile person will speak villainly, and in his heart he will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against Yahweh, to make empty the soul of the hungry. And he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. And this is what they're getting ready to do with the systemized collapse. They're literally planning every stage of it. The instruments also the churl of evil. He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh the right. And the ones that he's going to destroy the most with lying words are the Israelites. We're speaking right. We're going through the scriptures. We're speaking with an upright speech, no guile in our talk. And he's getting ready to criminalize us while he's literally shrinking and squeezing you people. And a lot of you don't even see what's going on. So these are the new limits you can take out, because they're phasing out liquidity, because they don't have it. And they're getting ready to switch the system. And we're going into that digital currency system into the W to the O, right? That new encompassing order around the earth, that new earth order. And it's going to be digital. And this is what it is. They done this in other countries. So, when they start doing this here, it's going to get lower and lower of amount of money you can pull out till you can't pull it out, till it's just a digital currency. We in some exciting times, man. Shalom.